Mo's about to head out on a sheep hunt.
I am.
And he has all of his stuff that he will be carrying / wearing on his hunt for a ram. And we're going to go through it because this is
what you got to do now.
Well, yeah.
You're not cool if you don't do a pack dump.
And I think that there are enough people out there that are interested in this type of thing that, well, and we get a lot of questions about it.
We do. And there's a surprising lack of Dall Sheep pack dumps. Alaska Dall Sheep pack dumps on YouTube.
I suppose you'd probably be right. I don't watch a lot of pack dumps, if I'm being totally honest.
I was watching them because, well, I wanted to do this video, and I've been super going over every single piece of gear.
Yeah. Well, and for folks that don't know, this is right about 1 year into your sheep hunting interest.
This will be my third hunt.
Right. So you came along with me last year as the packer on a guided sheep hunt, and then you came home and went on a personal sheep hunt for how many days?
5.
Okay. So you just had a little bit of time.
Yep.
Yeah. You had a little bit of time, squeezed it in there last minute at the end of the season. Didn't get one, but you cut your teeth. And then this winter and this spring, all I've heard about is
the gear.
Dude, have you heard how much this weighs? Dude, have you heard about this? And it's to the point where you now have things that I don't even have, and some of the things that I haven't even heard of, and I've even learned some things. So I'm going to sit back and ask a few questions along the way, but this is Mo's pack dump. Mo is taking a dump on the podcast, a pack dump on the podcast.
Well,
so we can sit back and watch Mo's dump.
I'm sure we'll find out where you and I disagree on a few things.
I will be curious to see this.
Okay. So starting out, I will get through all the stuff that does not count towards my bag weight. What I'm going to call my bag weight. So what I'm going to wear, I've got some Kennetrek. These are the Slide Rock boots. Very similar to, what do you have? The Mountain Extremes or something like that?
I have the Extremes and the guides from Kennetrek, yeah.
And I think these are just a little lighter weight.
Yep.
Probably won't last quite as long, but...
A little shorter topped.
Yeah, I got them for a screaming deal. I've been wearing them a little bit here and there to test them out, taking them on a few hikes and whatnot. Wore them in Point Hope for a job I was doing up there for a week straight. They did great. I loved them. So I'll be wearing those. I've got the Peak Skaters. The Stone Glacier de Havilland pants. Despite what you say, I love these pants. And
we should be clear on that. It's not that I don't like the pants. I just don't like them for everything.
That's true. I love those pants.
Oh, yeah.
I've thought about trying to get the lights, maybe.
Well, and for folks that don't know, and that are going to watch this later on, perhaps, this is towards the end of August that we're filming this, and you're going sheep hunting in September.
Yeah, I'll be leaving in a week.
Right. So this is a later season sheep hunt, and you're going to be out there for approximately 16 days, give or take.
Yeah, I'll be hiking for 16 days.
Unless you kill a ram.
Unless I kill a ram.
Earlier on, which would be ideal.
I'll come back and moose hunt.
But September, colder weather, so the de Havilland pants are not a bad choice.
Right. And then I'll be wearing the First Light mid-insulated tall wool socks. I also wore these all week up in Point Hope to test them out in the Kennetrek boots, and I loved them.
What was the temperature like up there?
The warm days, the really nice, balmy warm days were 50 degrees.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
so you got a little taste of sheep weather then.
Yep. Yeah, it was great. That's what I was thinking about the whole time. I wore these, and I wore these. I've had some of these before. These are the First Light game bag briefs. And then I wore this, or I have a couple of these as well. This is the Wick hoodie. And so I'll be wearing a pair of these socks and a pair of these drawers, and I'll also have one extra of each in my bag. So once things get stinky or wet, I can alternate. But I have never used anything that has cut scent better than First Light wool. And it all wicks well. It all cuts scent. I wore these for 3 days. And to be honest, because I just got back from Point Hope, these haven't been washed yet. But they don't stink. Which I was pretty impressed with. Anyway, so, and then I've got my vinyl harness. I also don't count this towards my weight. Some guys do, some guys don't. It's on my front. It's not, I'm carrying the weight, but it's not really a load on my back. But I've got the Spartan Javelin bipod. I've got my GPS Map 67i, which is in-reach functionality. Really nice GPS, which I really don't want to go without in case something happens to my phone.
Yeah.
Yes, Onyx is awesome until your phone dies. And the battery on this is insanely good, especially if you use it sparingly. I've got a 3-round ammo pouch on here.
FHF makes that.
Yep, that's from FHF. FHF also makes the harness for the Javelin. I've got some earplugs in here, some Carmex, tags in the front. I've got my Digiscope adapter in the back. Trying something new.
This
This is the Epic Outdoors Mountain Mag Digiscope adapter, and it just goes on the back of a lot of the phones and cases come with the magnets on the back. Just snaps on the back, and it snaps onto the. You get an adapter for your binos or your spot and scope, and it just snaps on there. You don't have to change your case or anything, which really annoyed me about a lot of them because then it blocks other cameras and whatnot. Right. This allows you to use both your regular lens and your zoom lens. I'll keep that out, and maybe we'll talk about that when I get the spot and scope out.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my bino harness. So that's the stuff. Well, that and then my Peaks trekking poles. They used to be called Sissy Sticks. Now they're just the Peaks Elite, so they've gone modern and classless like Cracker Barrel.
Bring back the Sissy Sticks.
Yeah. Even the link on the website still says Sissy Sticks up on the URL.
Really? Yeah.
But they don't say Sissy Sticks on them anymore. They're not advertised as it anymore. And that was just...
That's the old days now.
Yeah. That's when I learned about trekking poles from Brian Call. You know, like you need to have trekking poles. All right, next. Let's go rifle so I can move past my pack without flagging myself here. This rifle with 3 rounds in the magazine with the, this, which I might not take, I don't know.
The sling.
The sling and the cover and the magazine is about 8 pounds, 10 ounces. It adds up quick. Because I believe the rifle and scope by themselves are 7 pounds, something like that.
Yeah.
As soon as you add a little bit of ammo. I also have on here a Arca rail, so I can put this right into my tripod.
And who makes that Arca rail?
This is Mountain... Same company.
Is it Mountain Tactical?
Yes, Mountain Tactical.
That's the same part.
Yeah. They make a lot of Tika parts.
Yep.
This thing's awesome. I was able to adapt my Javelin adapter that just mounts to the bottom of my stock right onto the Arca rail.
Yeah.
So I don't have to lose that.
You didn't have to drill any other holes in the gun or anything like that?
Nope, not at all.
Nice.
It came with, between the screws that the adapter came with and the screws that came with, all I had to do was, it took about 10 minutes to put it together.
Nice. Very nice.
And it's not just a 3-inch tripod for those of you listening. It's about 10 inches long, goes almost back to the mag well without covering, which you need to get to. All right, and then this is the rifle holder from Initial Ascent. Just bring the rifle down a little lower so it's not sticking up so high when you're cruising through the alders. Okay. What should we get into next? Clothing?
Well, what pack is it?
Well, this is the Initial Ascent 8K. And after packing, now I'm packing for a 16-day hunt. I can see how a 5K pack would be completely doable on a 7-day hunt or something like that.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if I would ever get one. I see how it's possible.
Yeah.
I've got their cub on here on the outside. It's like a second lid.
Yep.
And it doesn't weigh much.
It's about 600 cubic inches. Is that about right?
I think it's 300.
Or 300.
Which the lid's also about 300.
Okay.
And the lid might be a little bigger. At least it feels bigger in the way that stuff fits into it.
Yeah.
They can correct us if we're wrong. I'm sure they'll let us know.
Yep.
But this is the Crazy Creek folding camp chair. We both obtained one of these last year.
I love mine.
This weighs 1.5 pounds. And I took it on both our hunts last year. I'm taking it on this hunt this year. Some guys would probably say I'm crazy. Maybe I am, but being able to lean back,
but it's
I can
Crazy
use it.
Creek. It goes with the name.
Right. I can use it in my tent. I can use it when I'm glassing, which sheep hunting, most you're glassing sitting down anyway. So this way, my back can be supported instead of hunched over, sitting cross-legged. And then,
or as Americans like to call it, Indian style.
Indian style. There you go. So then, I guess with that, we'll go optics with the glassing. So I've got my I've got the Asiac Ridgeline tripod. That's fairly new from them in the last year. That weighs 20 ounces. And it's got a ball head with just an Arca on top.
And that comes with that head.
That comes with that. It's integrated into the tripod. I also have, and then I ordered the Tricer LP head, which weighs 4.5 ounces. And you don't even need an adapter with these new ones. It can just snap right into that Arca rail like that. And then the Vortex 39 to 56. No, 30. What exactly are the numbers? I don't know. It's the new small light Vortex HD spotting scope. Well, it costs about $1,000.
And that's the Razor model.
This is the Razor, yes, the Razor HD. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yep. Costs about $1,000. This whole setup weighs, because the scope's about 28 ounces, 4.5 and 20 ounces. This whole setup weighs just under, just over 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something in that ballpark.
Yep. So this pan head allows me to pan and tilt like normal with the spotter. I can loosen this up, and then I've got good pan functionality. You can lock it down real good and still have super smooth support. And it's super light. And then once I've decided that's a sheep I want to kill, boom, I pop that off there. Rifle goes on there. This can drop down to 5 inches or up to 36. And it's enough to, brought some sticks back with me. It's enough to get up to for any, even in steep terrain. I was testing out some steep terrain, sitting there, and there's enough to having it over your legs in the crazy creek.
Yeah.
I had everything I needed. Of course, you get a couple inches with that.
You might want to move that mic a little bit closer to your face so we don't get any of your voice cutting out.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
All right. So then the Digiscope, just a quick detour or show you what this is. I do not have my phone on me because it is our video camera. Do you have this on your phone? It's a new iPhone, I believe. I think it does. We'll find out.
We'll find out. I don't know if it'll work.
Yes, it does. Yeah. It's in the case right there. Okay. It won't work with the lenses because it's a different lineup, but it snaps on just like that. It's got a little tab to snap into place, and you just go like that. You go like that, boom. You're ready to go. You can do the same thing. If you want to go either way, snap it on either way. Quick, easy.
And that way you don't have to have a big Mickey Mouse phone case on.
You don't have to have a separate phone case, and you can switch between lenses, and it doesn't affect your other lenses when you're
trying to take pictures.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I went with this one. And so far, everybody I've seen that's used it has loved it. I like the all-in a lot, except for one thing. That phone case covers up all your other lenses. All right. Yeah. That's optics. Or, I guess that's optics, yeah.
Optics system, yeah.
Okay. And I will try to, when this video is published, have for each section. I won't for what I'm carrying on my person. I haven't even weighed that stuff. But for what I'm weighing, what I'm counting this pack as weighing, this optics, probably along with the Crazy Creek, I'll have a section that shows what the weights of each item are. On the screen, because I know when I'm watching these videos, when I'm trying to research particular pieces of gear or look for new ideas to save weight, one of the things I look for is item weights, which a lot of people don't know. Yeah. They might know their whole weight, they just don't know what each item weighs. I do keep the Tricer LP in the lid of my pack just for quick access. Yeah. That way it doesn't stick out on my tripod. When it's in my pack, it doesn't get snagged on something and ripped off or broken. This stuff all costs way too much money. All right. Let's do the Cub. In the Cub, I keep, I've got a pair of gloves in here for hiking. These are the Jetstream Windstopper with they're the pros. So they've got a goat leather palm. The regular Jetstreams are just have a basic same material, almost the same material palm. These are a lot tougher, and so these are for hiking in if it's windy and my hands are getting cold. I also have in here my new tarp. This kind of goes along with the glassing, I suppose. This is the Ape Mountain Gear.
Ape Equipment.
Ape Equipment.
I think
you're right. Yep. This is a 8.5, I believe, by 10, and it weighs 11 ounces or 10.9 ounces. That's not with guy lines and stuff. I have some Dyneema guy line material at home I'm going to make up before I go for that, so that'll weigh another ounce maybe for some line on that. And then we'll do cook, I suppose. Cook and water. I carry the Jetboil stash because it weighs about 7 ounces, which some guys don't like because, well, if you carry an MSR pocket rocket and a titanium cup, you can end up at like 4 or 5 ounces.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit lighter. But I carry the Jetboil stash. It weighs about 7 ounces. And you can store inside. It's bigger. It's about, I think you can do up to about a half liter to half fill. So you could do a full liter. It just would be a lot more full, a lot more chance of boiling over. It's got a nice handle on it that's not going to burn you like a titanium cup will. You can carry a can of fuel inside of it. Carry a lighter inside of it, your burner, and your stand. It is the one big learning curve with it is learning to get this, because it's offset and everything fits in there just perfectly. It can take a minute to figure out.
I like that little mini fuel can snaps into the lid like that.
It's nice.
That's
the lid
really
doesn't
good
snap
idea.
on as nice as I would like, but the handle helps hold it on.
Yeah.
So this weighs, not counting the fuel and the lighter, this weighs 7 ounces.
Wow.
This boils a liter or a half liter of water with about half the amount of fuel that a MSR pocket rocket does.
Really?
So yes, and it's the same, almost the same. It's almost the exact same for like the Minimo. The Minimo weighs about 14 ounces, so about twice as heavy as this.
Yeah.
But you can carry half the amount of fuel with this as you carry with your pocket rocket. So any weight savings you got in your stove,
Go out the window
with how much fuel you need. I don't remember what my fuel.
And is that because this has the flux rings on the cup?
Yeah, it's much more efficient.
Yeah.
Yep. And the more water you boil at one time,
Yeah.
the more efficient your burn is, slightly. But just using a AI chatbot to figure out about what my boil rates are, not for that. I did that research before that was available, but to figure out my boil rates will determine like how many boils I can get out of a can, and then I'll obviously use those numbers very conservatively to calculate how much fuel to bring to give myself a buffer, a daily buffer, right, based on weather and wind and temperature and everything else.
Yeah.
That's my stove. This I am carrying a plastic cup that weighs about 3.5 ounces because I really hate having to use my stove as my cup.
Me
This
too.
is nice, and this gives me something to, without getting my stove out, I can scoop water out of a creek or something if I don't have a good way to fill my bladders.
Yeah.
I also have my 1 liter 1 liter Nalgene. This is the HDPE. It weighs a couple ounces, 2-3 ounces less than the regular plastic one. Although I offset that a little bit with my 2-section lid, so I have a small and a big opening. But I would put that on the big one anyway. So I ordered this just because it's a couple ounces lighter, and it was a cheap way to gain a couple ounces. Got a few stickers on there. I'm kind of lacking yet, but
Well, you cover the whole thing in stickers, and it'll just get heavier.
right. Stickers don't weigh anything. I have a 1 liter Hydro Pack bottle with a little squeeze top on it, and a 3 liter Seeker bladder.
Yep.
That gives me a total of 5 liters. I can, if I need to, it's not hard for me to do about 2 liters a day, including food, which I realize probably isn't enough water. But if I need to do that for a few days, I can, no problem. I don't really notice adverse effects, especially in September when it's not hot. So I could, in a pinch, go about 3 days on the 5 liters of water if I had to, if I was sitting on a sheep or something. So this gives me enough to, if I'm up high or something and I'm not able to find any water for a few days that I can survive without going thirsty.
Which now you know that there's water in one spot.
There's water in a few spots, plus
that you
I'll be able to hike down to creeks and whatnot if I need to. Even if I'm living on the top, it won't be very hard to hike down and fill these 3, you know, in the middle of the afternoon or right before bed or whatever, whenever I decide I need to do it.
Yep.
So that's my water. My cup, like I said, to fill the bladder and stuff if I need to, especially since those both have small holes. That'll be kind of a pain.
Yeah.
I don't have my food with me because that's going to be a lot. Just volume. It's going to be a lot. But I've got a Sea to Summit titanium spork. And what I'm carrying, one thing I brought with me as consumable to talk about is hydration.
Tablets.
These are tablets. A lot of guys use, you like the Liquid IV?
Well,
or something similar.
I've got the
powdered drink mixes.
Yeah, they are Wilderness Athlete.
Okay. So I've looked into some of this stuff, and I found these by walking through REI. There's 10 tablets. This one's got 12. This one's got 10. This locally, these cost about $8 a tube. Most of those packets cost about $2 a packet, especially if you're buying them singles. And one tablet from this does what one packet of powder does. This weighs 1.9 ounces. One packet of those drink mixes usually weighs at least an ounce. I've got 12 tablets in here.
So you got 24 tablets in total.
This one's 10. This one's a little bit, and this one's 1 point, also the same weight.
But still.
2 of these tablets will do a full liter. They taste great. They're not overpowering like a lot of the powdered drink mixes are.
Yeah.
They get you electrolytes. Some of them have a little bit of caffeine and stuff in them. And they're far lighter and far smaller. So I've got a bunch of these. I ordered some, and I'm going to buy some more locally.
And you don't have wrappers to
And you don't have wrappers. Exactly,
and,
I mean, you got a little can,
place,
but I'm sure you have to figure out something to keep in there, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I found that I've been using these at work and stuff to see how much I like them. I did negate, as much as I love it, I did decide not to bring the GSI Microlite. It's I love it. It's stainless steel and it's lightweight. It's fairly lightweight, but it still weighs 12 ounces.
It's really nice to drink something out of that, like orange juice. Gives it a nice metallic-y taste.
No, it doesn't. It's stainless steel. What if it was aluminum?
I was quoting the great Michael Scott.
Oh. Anyhow, I do prefer stainless steel for a lot of reasons, but the weight, I'm adding 8 ounces just in the weight of the bottle versus something like that. So even though it was on my hip belt, I decided not to carry it.
Yeah.
But I do use this at work every day.
Keeps the hot stuff hot and the cold stuff cold.
Yep. So that's my cook system, or cooking water system. Any questions?
I'm
I put this
very intrigued by that stove. Is it the first time that you'll be using that stash?
No, I took it with me on my 5-day.
Oh, did you really?
Yep. I do keep these, my plan anyway is to keep these bladders in my cub to keep them easy access. Even full, they're not, a 3 liter is not very big, so I should be able to keep it in there.
Yeah. And it's nice that you've got a detached bag on there like the cub that you can keep your bladders in, so that in the event that you pop one and it leaks everywhere, it's not in everything in your bag.
And part of the reason I went with a 3 and a 1 is if one of these pops, I still have a little backup water. Even if the 3 pops, I still have 2 liters. I'm not just relying on that. Because I have, what is that, an 8 liter that we both have, the Expedition or whatever.
Yeah.
That thing weighs 10 ounces. It's big. It's heavy. You would be happy to know I found some stuff that they make that's even a lot tougher than those are.
Oh, really?
That Hydro Pack makes. That they have a 10 liter and a 6 liter in it, I think.
Oh, wow.
And it's a bag like we have inside a sleeve.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sure you would love to. You're always looking for reasons to carry extra weight. So.
Wow.
Anyway, they're sitting down there at Sportsman. Sportsman's is, not surprisingly, I guess, almost sold out of most of the Hydro Pack stuff.
Huh. Would you imagine that?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's the middle of sheep season.
Right. All right. So this nice thing about this Cub, it pops right off. It detaches quickly.
Yep.
Some guys like to put like their puffy gear in it and
Yeah.
use it as a glassing pad that way. I have a chair.
Yeah. Because you like to carry heavy stuff.
Right. Right. Speaking of heavy stuff, I've got this Big Blue Solar Power 20. It is literally the Solar Power. That's how that's the name of the panel.
You're so ghetto.
It's this weighs a lot, 1 pound 9 ounces, something like that. I mean, it's one of the lightest in a 20-watt category, but it still weighs more than I'd like to carry. So I have a Cruxley Speed Goat 25-watt in the mail. It weighs 11 ounces. It saves me 14 ounces to carry that, or almost 14, like 13.
And the Cruxley has more charging ports than that one does, doesn't it?
I'm not sure. This has 2. It might have. It has 2 or 3. I don't know. I don't really
Is
use
that
more
one
than
2
one or 2.
USB-Cs?
I believe it's just 2 USBs on this one. The Cruxley, I believe, has a USB and a USB-C. Oh no, this is a USB-C and a USB. I think that might be what the Cruxley has.
So USB-A and C on that one.
Yep.
One of each. Can I see that one really quick?
Yep.
I haven't looked at this one since
You can pop it open if you like.
last August.
So in the electronics section, in my lid, I keep my other electronics here. I've got my SteriPen. This is a SteriPen Ultra. It doesn't hardly weigh anything more than the Mini, and it's more reliable and kills more stuff.
Yep.
So I got that.
Keep the dump out of your pack dump.
The only thing I don't like about the SteriPen
Yeah.
is the fact that it's an old micro USB port, so I have to carry a special wire to charge it.
Yep.
But I mean, I probably won't even have to recharge it the whole time I'm out there, but I'm not running that risk.
burned through a battery on one of those.
I'm not running the
a hunt,
risk.
But I agree. It's not
Then
worth the risk.
I have a Nightcore NB 10,000 Ultra 3rd Gen or something like that. This is a 10,000 mAh.
Milliamp hours
yep.
for all of you peasants.
Yep. Battery bank weighs 5.6 ounces or something like that. It's tiny.
We'll take a look at that,
USB-C
baby.
fast chargers on it, and it has a water resistance rating.
Oh, does it really?
Yes, it's. I believe it's IPX4 or IP4.
I'll just pretend to know what that means.
That's the water. So your phone's probably a 7.
I know it means it's a waterproof rating. I just didn't know where it ranks in the scale.
Yeah, that's
of
what I mean.
things.
So like your phone's a 6 or a 7. That would be a 4. So like you're not going to want to dunk it underwater, but any rain or anything should be fine. This is the Nightcore Ultra UL 25 NU25 headlamp. They make an even lighter one that's like 0.1 ounces lighter, 0.2 ounces lighter, that has two bands instead of this bigger band. I decided I wanted the bigger band, and I'd sacrifice the 0.22 ounces or something that it is. It's not even that much, I don't think. But this is IP6. It weighs less than 2 ounces. It's 400 lumens.
Oh, good grief. That is tiny light.
So I'll be carrying that as my headlamp.
And does it have a lock mode on it? Apparently it does.
I honestly haven't even hardly used it. I charged it up, and that was it. I'll also be carrying, and this is where you're going to mess up my camera. You're going to mess the camera up. Please turn that away from the camera.
Let's go back to one thing really quickly here. So you said that this has a waterproof rating of what?
IP6, IP65, something like that.
So what happens if you wear this in the pouring rain?
You'd be fine.
You sure?
Yeah, you should be able to wear that in the shower, I believe.
Why would you want a headlamp in the shower?
Well, maybe the electricity's out, but you still have some water pressure.
I don't even know how to turn this stupid thing off now.
Probably hold it down longer. I don't know. I've always been able to turn it off. There you go.
Okay. Interesting.
Anyway, yeah. It's got even, you can even change the light temperature. I don't know why you'd want to do that.
To turn it on.
I think it's also a hold down.
Yeah. You have to hold both buttons down to even turn it on. So there is some sort of a lock feature with that. What's the battery life supposed to be like on this thing?
I'd have to look into it a little better. I'm not super worried about it.
It's only 700 milliamp hours.
Yeah, but it's not very much energy that it's using.
That's tiny.
Wow. So I'm also carrying an air pump.
Is that a different one?
This is a Big Agnes branded one. It's pretty much the same thing as I think the Flex Tail, and half the other companies carry one now that looks exactly like this. This one I'm carrying because it has a light. I can use that light in my tent. Oh, here I am going to mess up the camera.
I was just going to say, you're going to screw up the footage.
But it's a little air pump. I can use this to air my pad up. I can also hang it for a light in the tent. It's also a backup flashlight.
Yeah.
Right? My InReach has a light on it. My phone has a light on it.
Hike out in the middle of the night holding your air pump light.
Well, it's September,
Can I see
but
that thing?
it's still light through. It says 3.6 ounces. It's a little heavier than the last one I carried, but it's got a light. It's got a little more power. I'm carrying a much bigger sleeping pad than I did. What are you trying to do?
Turn it on.
The pump?
Yeah.
Double tap the power. Just give it a second. Double tap it. Yep, there you go. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Turn that off. Yeah.
You
Creating
see
more
how
work for me
loud and annoying that is?
Yeah.
Can you
Especially to the
imagine
guy that
in
doesn't-
the mountains?
Especially to the guy that doesn't have one in the other tent.
That is so loud.
Yep.
I just love to give you a hard time
Carry
for
the
having
extra
an
weight.
air
But
pump.
It is what it is. A few wires, probably a few more.
You know,
than I
back
need
in my
here, but-
day,
Yeah, it's okay. I know there's a stigma around carrying an air pump, and I do not care. I like it.
so are you only going to bring the one battery bank?
Yeah, I'm planning on just the one battery bank. Yeah,
Really?
if I have to, it's all I need. What?
What if you don't get any sunshine the entire time?
If I have to, that's all I need.
Really? Wow.
My phone will last days on
Yeah.
airplane mode, not using it,
Yeah.
and my InReach will last days the same way.
Mhm.
That will recharge my phone twice. It'll recharge my InReach several times, or both
Yeah.
once each. Like I might lose my phone, but I don't need my phone.
Right.
I considered not carrying this.
Until you shoot a ram and you can't take pictures of it.
Well, that would suck, but you know what?
Do you want to borrow my Nano?
No. That thing weighs more than that does, and it's half the...
It's something.
Anyway, so that's electronics.
Just put it in your pocket.
I can hear the disapproval by the questions you're asking.
I'm a little surprised. I mean, 10,000 is pretty little,
It is, but
especially for potentially 16 days in September.
yep.
You know, but I guess if you get any sunlight,
I
then-
may... Well, I'm probably running out of time to do it. I thought about ordering one more
Yeah.
to do another 10,000. I have another 10,000 at home. I might throw in there. That's just... It's like 6 or 7 ounces.
Yeah.
I've back
If
and
it
forth
was
on
me,
it.
I would
I know.
definitely
If it
bring
was you, you'd carry two 20,000s.
Well, you can't have movie night without batteries.
That's why I might throw that extra one in there, just because it's enough of a backup that I can splurge a little.
Exactly.
But
when you're
movies
stuck in
don't
the-
use that much power anymore.
I agree. And when you're stuck in your tent for 2 or 3 days because it's September, nice to be able to read a book or watch a little
'Kay.
TV.
Kill kit, cut kit, whatever you want to call it. I've got an extra lighter. Oh, apparently I have 2 extra lighters. I'll probably delete one of those or throw one in a different bag somewhere. Bunch of tenacious tape patches and the patches that came with my sleeping pad.
Yep.
The Alaska Blade Works thin horn. We talked about that in the last podcast. The Leatherman Skeletool CX. Also talked about that a little bit in the last podcast. We'll talk about it more in the next. The Leatherman bit kit for the Skeletool. There's more bits in here than I can probably ever use. I may, ahead of time, go through and figure out exactly which ones I need for my rifle and anything I have with me that takes bits and consolidate them into one, which would cut my weight in half.
Yeah.
But this is only 3 ounces as it is.
Okay.
You say only 3 ounces very often. It adds up quick. But having the right tool is worthwhile. And this by itself is less than most of your other tools that guys are carrying.
Right.
Unless it's something like the, what's that knife?
Oh, the
goat knife.
Yeah.
Capra with the 2 bits in it that personally I think is,
Kind of janky.
yeah, I'm not a real big fan. But anyway, this obviously weighs more than that, but with I have full featured screwdriver set with that.
Yep.
I've got a butterfly style. What brand is this? Diamond Machining Technology. I'm not even sure what grit this is, but fine diamond
Yep.
for keeping my knives touched up.
Yep.
I've got a Havalon with 5 blades. And a, this is brand new, kit from Gear Aid with seam grip in it. I'm gathering up a lot of extra patches. I might actually delete some of them from this because I probably do not need I don't need the 20 that are in here or whatever.
Yep.
And I've got a few sleeping pills in here and a few things.
Are those matches in there?
Toothbrush. Yep, some waterproof matches that have seen better days, but
They're there.
they're there.
Side note, another little thing that looks just like this that you have seen in my stuff.
Yep. Sewing kit?
Yeah, sewing kit.
It's on my list to add.
Okay.
It's not in here yet.
Okay.
If I can find one in town before I go.
Beaver Sports is
Beaver
probably your
Sports.
best bet.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep, that's where I bought mine.
That is, and then I've got the Argali High Country Guide Series game bags.
I just bought the exact same ones.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. These are 10 ounces.
They're pretty light.
A little heavier than some of the other, like than the non-guide series that they carry, or like the Graxaw.
Yeah.
I think the Graxaw ones are 5 or 6 ounces.
Yeah. I've been really, really impressed with the stuff that Argali makes.
I kind of wanted something a little heavier duty.
Yeah.
But it's still very lightweight for
It can
10
cross
ounces.
over to a lot of different stuff besides just ultralight sheep hunting bags.
So I'll probably, I don't know. I feel like two extra lighters is kind of much here, but
Because you still have one in your stove, right?
yes.
Yeah, I would probably just carry the 2 of them.
Yeah.
But
Probably pull one out of here. I didn't realize I had 2 in there. I think I threw that second one in there just last minute, thinking I didn't have one in there. It's been a hectic last month. I've been trying to go through this. This is my ammo wallet, made by Magpul. I've got 7 rounds in here because I have 3 in my vinyl harness, 3 in the rifle. That's 13 total.
Yep.
Should be more than I ever need.
It better be.
I don't remember what that weighs, but
I can always bring you more ammo in the plane.
I'll put it on the screen. Also in my lid, it fits the kill kit, cut kit, stealthy hunter, the OG stealthy hunter,
Yep.
first aid kit.
Original brand stealthy
Can't get this
gear.
anymore.
Yep.
And I've added a few things to it. You know, some of the certain like cold meds and stuff that I like.
Yep.
And then the last thing in my lid is pack cover. I just have a Cetus Summit,
Yep.
the biggest one they make, I think, because it's what I have. Although I probably will get an initial ascent at some point because it weighs
With the Mountain Dude on
with the
there.
Mountain Dude logo on it. It actually weighs a little bit less, I think, and it's a little bit
really?
tougher. Yeah.
You know, just a quick comment about
Yep.
that. I used that pack cover last year deer hunting. It actually keeps the pack super dry. It's the only pack cover that I've used thus far that didn't wet out within
that's what
about
I've heard
20 or
about
30
it.
minutes. It actually keeps it pretty dry.
Okay. Clothing system. Stretch pocket on the front. Every pack needs a stretch pocket.
I
Don't care
agree.
what brand it is. This is the Omen Storm Shelter raincoat. And we got the Omen Storm Shelter rain pants.
I can't believe that you would cut all that weight and then carry all that heavy stuff in there for rain gear.
Well, these have not failed me yet.
You know,
I
I'm just
wore
giving
these,
you a hard time.
See, and this is where something that you wouldn't do. I wore these all week in Point Hope.
Oh,
on a
did you
construction
really?
site.
Yeah, I definitely
I was
would
the
not.
most comfortable guy on the job site. I wasn't sweating.
Right.
I was dry. Well, except for rain gear works great unless you pour water down it. In the spots it's not supposed to be. I was picking up metal panels and handing them up to the roof, and it was raining the day we were putting the roof on. Of course, it stopped raining once the roof got finished.
Obviously.
Yeah. Anyway, and so I'm picking these panels up and just pooling water up on my legs, and it was getting in like this pocket here that's got a flap on it, and it was going down my waist because my coat would pick up, and so this leg and boot were soaked on that day. But that was the only day they were wet.
You didn't get any holes in them with that sheet metal?
Nope.
Nice.
They are incredibly tough.
Yeah.
I was obviously, even with the sheet metal, I did my best to be extremely careful.
Yeah.
And I had 0 issues with them. I was at last minute, I decided to take them anyway because rubber rain gear sucks, especially on the job site.
It does.
And I've had several of the guys that were there texting me, what was that rain gear you had?
Oh, really?
Yep. Non-hunters.
Oh, really?
saying, "What was that rain gear you had?" And they know what it cost.
Check
I told
over
them.
to First Light.
But yep, that's where I sent them. So that's my rain gear. That combined with the gaiters, for the most part, and then those gloves. You're dry. So for my active insulation,
Do you have other gloves that you're bringing?
I have a real light thin pair, and then I have the First
bringing
Light.
the
I've got
mitts?
a lot of First Light stuff.
Yeah. Are you
They make
bringing the
some good
Grizzly
gear.
mitts again?
Yes, I am. I thought about doing the Stone Glacier Blizzards, or not the Stone Glacier, Sitka Blizzard, the new Sitka Blizzard gloves,
Okay.
but they don't have a removable insert.
I know.
So I said no to that. But these Blizzard mitts, I hiked out in these last year, and they're awesome. They're made of the same material as the rain gear, the 4.5 layer waterproofing. Apparently, I picked up a fish with these.
You got scales on them?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think this was in the boat in Southeast Alaska last year. I was wearing
Oh. Yeah.
these.
While we were at deer camp, we were fishing.
Yep, we were fishing. Yeah, I was like, what in the world? Apparently, that's what I used them for last. But anyway,
Captain Mo.
love these. They've got Sherpa lined, removable inner gloves for insulation. Great for glassing. And you can still, well, I guess if you had to, you could still shoot in them with the trigger mitt. But you can hike in them, whatever. Obviously, it's not preferred to hike in them, but if the weather's bad enough.
Yeah.
This is the Stone Glacier grinder.
Sitka.
Man, I keep mixing up those words, don't I? Sitka. See, I'm not brand loyal.
They're
if you
the
can't
same
tell.
but different.
Yeah, Sitka's probably better.
Same factory, different kids.
All right, moving right along.
Yeah.
This is the Sitka Grinder T. They don't make this exact one anymore. They've got.
Oh, they don't?
No, not anymore. It was hard to find the specs on it because they didn't have a page for it anymore.
Ah.
Man, I'm dumping garbage all over your table and floor. But anyway, yep. This is a nice grid fleece, similar to like their heavyweight hoodie in weight, but no hood.
Yeah.
Because you don't. Well, I prefer not all my gear to have hoods.
Yep. Me too. I get tired of hoods.
Got that, and then I have. I've got a compression sack here. Not all my stuff is in compression sacks. That lets me kind of keep things a little bit more packed tightly. But I've got in this compression sack. I won't open it up, but I have a pair of Sitka merino wool leggings that I just like to wear to bed because they keep my legs from sticking to the inside of the sleeping bag.
Yep.
And then I also have the Sitka. What is that jacket? That one?
Oh, the ambient.
Yeah, ambient. Sitka ambient jacket in there. So that's
the
also an
full
active
zip.
full zip. I
No
believe it even
hood.
has. I believe it also has a hood. I got it on sale. So
Is that the one you were wearing at the bait this spring?
yeah.
I didn't think that one had a hood, but
Well,
I guess
I
I
don't
could be
really
wrong.
care if it has one either way. But honestly, I might prefer if it didn't.
Yeah.
But then I have my Sitka Jetstream, the OG Jetstream. They've got a new one now that's better,
They
of
got
course.
2 new ones now.
the Jetstream Light and the new Jetstream with some few like tougher patches, spots and stuff. But can't beat this for wind.
Yeah.
The new Jetstream Light, I'm sure, is the same for wind without being as heavy
Yeah.
and as insulated. But I'm not worried about that too much in September.
Yeah.
Everything in my pack, I'm counting towards my weight.
Right.
So with not counting the rifle, not counting food, I'm 35 pounds, approximately 35, 36 pounds. By the time I throw a few more little knickknacks here and there, I'll probably be up there at the 36.
Yeah.
I have the Sitka, the original Sitka Gore-Tex Infinium beanie.
That's got that nice.
It's got the Sherpa on the inside. It's
Yeah.
Gore-Tex. Used to be waterproof and windproof. Probably neither anymore. But
But it's still warm.
it's still warm. I've had that for a long time.
Still makes you look like an idiot when you wear
It
it.
still does shed some water and stuff.
Well, yeah.
Enough that it'll
For a
help.
beanie, I'm not really concerned about it shedding water
Right.
as much as I'm concerned about it keeping me warm.
Now, in my pack, I'm carrying a great big dry bag. It's just a lightweight Ultra Sil dry bag to keep it light. It's like a couple ounces. But inside of this, I have my sleeping bag, but also I have my puffy gear. I have my Stone Glacier Cirque.
Yep.
Not carrying a lot of stone stuff this year. And my
That'll happen.
and my First Light Uncompagre puffy pants. Zip off, zip
Both
on.
synthetic.
Both synthetic. I've gone full synthetic route this season.
Yep.
It does way more.
Yep.
Doesn't pack down as nice. But I like to be dry. It's September. I may, if I do a similar type hunt next season, I may switch these out for down because I have both. Because I have a synthetic bag that I can still dry everything out in at night if I need to.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever go away from synthetic bag, but I say that, so I probably will now.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so I've
kind of gone back and forth with that whole idea.
Yep.
I've done synthetic bag.
Some guys can't believe you carry a synthetic bag because it's so heavy and it doesn't pack down as well. And I get it. Its bag is a 30-degree bag and it weighs 3 pounds, 5 ounces.
Right.
I think I've got almost 3 pounds in between my jacket and pants here. That's a lot of weight, but I do not have to worry about if I get wet.
Right.
Or if all my gear gets wet.
Sleep yourself dry, basically.
So the reason I'm carrying this instead of it all being in a compression sack is because the other downside to synthetic besides weight is that it breaks down more over time if you pack it tight.
Yeah.
So this allows me to pack it fairly loosely, still keep it mostly protected, although I don't necessarily close the top of this.
Yeah. But if you're getting poured on, you can open up your bag
I can.
and shut that.
But even just this itself with the pack cover, none of it should even ever get damp.
No.
So this is the Sitka Kelvin Aerolite 30-degree center zip with the armholes. And my whole system here is both designed for sleeping. I have this bag. It's obviously only a 30-degree. If it's really cold, I can put this stuff on.
Yep.
Same thing goes the other way around. If I'm glassing and it's cold, I can put these on. If it's really cold, this bag is designed to wear while glassing.
Yeah.
Because of the armholes, and you can flip the bottom up and it hooks back. It obviously it'll be a little awkward, but in a pinch, it'll keep me out while I need to be glassing instead of sitting in a tent hovering over a stove or in a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
So that's all my clothing, and then my sleeping bag. That's how my sleeping bag fits into the clothing. And then with this big dry bag, I can also, if I need to, if I kill a sheep and I want a little more space in the pack, just to tighten things down, I can compress it all the way down in this still. Not as much as a compression sack, obviously, but I have leeway, and I can just shove stuff into the top of the pack, and that compresses it down a little bit too, which I may need to do more at the beginning because the volume of 16 days of food is a lot.
Yeah. For sure.
The next part, I guess, would be continuing on to the sleep system, which, do you carry a pillow?
I do.
What do you carry?
I've got a Sea to Summit that has a little bit of down in it.
Okay.
And it also inflates.
Okay.
I've had the same one for years and years now.
I've used a lot of pillows. All sorts of pillows. Pillows I would never take backpacking, camping style pillows I'd never take backpacking to backpacking designed ones. This one, some would say, is heavy. Compared to some, it's light. This is the Flex Tail Zero. It's got a contour for your neck, which I really like. It weighs about 5 ounces. It's got a sleeve over the air bladder so that it's not, your face isn't directly on anything that's going to stick to your face at all.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it sounds similar to mine, just a little bit lighter.
And then I have, this is brand new. I've slept a few nights on it. The Big Agnes Zoom Ultralight. This is the long wide because I'm not that big. But it sure is nice to not slightly move and my feet and my arms fall off the pad.
Yeah.
It's 25 by 78 inches. It weighed a little more because of that, but this weighs 18 ounces as it is. It's not too bad. It's about 3.5 inches thick and about a 4-hour value of 4.
Nice.
A few things some guys don't like about it, but you know what?
Give her a go.
I've slept 3 nights on it, and I've liked it so far. And then in the sleep system, I guess the next and final thing would be the tent.
Mhm.
This is the Big Agnes Copper Spur 3 Limited, or Copper Spur Limited 3. The Limited is just a little bit lighter.
Okay.
This is a 3-man dome-style freestanding tent. I am not carrying the extra ground cloth it came with to go underneath the main body of the tent. Doesn't seem necessary. It's an extra 5 ounces.
You say that now until you just rip a hole through it the first night.
Done a lot of research on most tents that come with extra ground cloths, and there's a lot of stuff.
As long as you use your head, you should be fine.
Exactly. This weighs about, I think I'm 3 pounds 5 ounces without the ground cloth.
Oh,
to
really?
go underneath it.
Really?
So it's not too bad.
That's not bad at all.
For a 3-man tent.
Takes up a decent amount of space, but
So because I'm carrying such a small spotter, it's not a big deal. I stick it in my spotter sleeve.
Yep.
And then because my spotter is so small, I just tuck it in there next to the tent, and the tent helps protect it.
Yeah. Nice.
And it's a little big and heavy because it's a 3-man. Obviously, their 2-man's going to be lighter.
Yeah.
But for 2 guys, I've spent a couple nights in this. For 2 guys who both have full-size pads, to 25 by 78 approximately, it takes up the whole floor of the tent. It might be a 3-man, but it's a 3-man for 3 20-inch pads packed in there. And 320, what is that, 60 inches wide? So 2 25s is 50 inches, right?
Yeah.
So that adds up quick. But for 2 guys, it's fine. It's very comfortable. It's got 2 vestibules on either side. It's the new Big Agnes Hyperbead technology.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, it's probably
all the
same derivative of some.
What's it called? Is it PFAs? Is that what they're calling them now?
Everything doesn't have PFAs in it now.
Right. And that's the whole point of all of it.
No, the whole point is that it's more waterproof.
Well,
and lighter. Their Hyperbead is more waterproof and lighter.
But the way that I understood some of that was that was introduced out of necessity because a lot of the older rainfly fabrics and even Gore-Tex rain gear type of materials had some microplastics and things like that in it. And so they went away from that.
Well, I understand why they went away from it. They did go to something better.
But yes.
It's stronger.
If this is an upgrade, then that's great.
It's one of those things that feels like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, the tent, I think, is made of about that fabric right there.
That's crazy.
And it feels like nothing, but it's tough. Haven't had an issue with it. Like I said, I've slept 2 nights in it, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Did you sleep in that on your little excursion?
I did.
The other direction?
I did, and we're happy with it. Had enough little things in the top to rig up a string so we could watch a movie.
Yeah. Nice.
As one does. And I liked it. We'll see how I feel about it after 16 nights or 15 nights or whatever it adds up to.
And at this point, you were saying that there's a chance that you might be by yourself.
I might be solo. This is obviously, I think you could tell, packed for a solo.
Right.
Like a solo hunt.
Right.
Obviously, this would be a huge tent at that point, although it would be quite nice.
It's what you've got.
It's what I've got.
And it's still lighter than a Hilleberg Solo.
It is. I spent $650 on this tent.
So you're going to bring it.
It's still cheaper than a Hilleberg Solo, too.
It definitely is. I wouldn't put it up against a Hilleberg Solo as far as durability. And whatnot. However, Ape Equipment right now is working on a tent.
With that Ultra TNT material.
And it looks a lot like a Solo.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I am interested. And it comes down to about that 3-pound range, I think.
I am not carrying the stakes that Big Agnes sent me with this. I've heard a lot of guys talk a lot of good stuff about needle stakes. I can't bring myself to do it. I have 12 full-length MSR groundhogs.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of hate for MSR groundhogs and that the tops break off.
I have never had one.
I believe that is all the minis. The small ones. They have the smaller version. I believe those are the ones that have the problem. I even have a buddy that says, man, I bought some and they all broke off. I have had 0 issues myself either with them. I used them last year on my solo hunt.
I've never had a problem with them.
Beating them with rocks to get them in the ground and everything else.
Yep.
The small ones, I could see I can have an issue. The big ones, Never had a problem.
Yeah.
But to fully guide this out would take 12 stakes, so I've got 12 stakes.
Okay.
I also have another 10 stakes with my tarp.
Yep.
That way I have everything I need. I will be able to break this pack down. I can take my main bag off, leave it with my tent, my sleeping bag, maybe some clothing depending on the day. If I want to go light for more than, if I have to, for more than a day, I can take my tarp, my trekking poles, and just whatever I feel like I need, and I can leave the bag in a lot of weight, a lot of food at a base camp. Use the cub, use the lid, and whatever else I can stuff into the pannier that these packs come with, and go really, really light.
Yeah.
For a few days if I need to.
Yep.
Which is everything every piece and part goes where it is. I have for a reason. I think that's everything.
That's all of it.
I think so.
Very nice.
It's a lot, but it's not a lot. And I keep trying to figure out how to cut weight. And the first thing I come down to is the tent. It's kind of heavy for what a lot of guys are carrying for this type of a hunt now. A lot of guys are going floorless, teepee style, non-freestanding. I'm definitely looking at that direction for future years. So, doing away. Not that I don't think I'll regret owning this tent.
No, definitely not.
But I would think it would be great to have I don't think I'd really want to rely on only a one person.
Non-freestanding.
Non-freestanding tent. It's just tiny.
Yeah.
But I would potentially see some kind of Dyneema 2-person teepee style tent. They're expensive, but there's several in the market sub 1 pound.
Yeah. And
even potentially carrying, instead of a regular tarp, carrying a like a Z-Packs, I don't remember what they call it, but they have basically it's a non-freestanding tarp that is also a tent for one man, so you could rig it up, open the doors, glass out of it, and in a pinch, instead of trying to rig a flat tarp as a tent, you could use it as a tent.
Yeah.
Or wrap a sheep up, wrap some meat up in it or something if you have to. So